Hey, what's up? Welcome back to Free Game, where I show tips and strategies to level up every aspect of your life. And today's topic for discussion is the mindset shift that you have to have as you're leveling yourself up, as you're becoming a higher value person, right? So, the way that I want to start this one is you just have to start thinking about all the things that you're doing and leveling up in. For instance, you start getting your finances together. Your money start getting right. You need to start thinking differently about who you are and what you do. For instance, when you have leveled up your money, then you need to start thinking about things that you can spend money on to enhance your quality of life. So, for instance, let's say that you got a nice disposable income, your investments are good, your savings are good, you're making good money, everything's stable. At that point, maybe you want to start looking at a nice mattress. Something that can be pricey, but it's going to pay off like life dividends for you. Obviously we spend about a third of our life sleeping or something like that. Uh, and there's been a whole ton of health benefits tied to quality sleep. So, that would be something that you could invest in, get you a several $1,000 mattress that, you know, works well for you. That would be a great addition to your life. Other things you can pay for things like language tutors. Maybe you've been interested in learning Spanish or French or Mandarin or, anything else. You can actually pay for those services and have someone as a personal tutor. Other things that you could spend money on and enhance your life. You can sign up for some of those meal delivery services. So maybe you're a person that wants to start tracking your macros and, you know, having high protein meals, but you don't have a lot of time to cook. You can actually sign up for these services, like Factor and Blue Apron, because I know some of them actually do have the ability to kind of customize your meal plan. So, maybe it's keto, maybe it's high protein, maybe it's pescatarian or vegan or whatever your lifestyle is. But you can actually spend the money to end up saving you time. And that's one thing that, like, you got to kind of make a mindset shift, because at a certain point, when you're making good money in this case, like, what are you doing with it? Like, are you just making money to make money, or are you making money to use it to enhance your life in some way? Another example could be paying for a more expensive gym membership. Especially if you live in a bigger city, they usually have some nice gyms with great spas and, personal trainers, workout classes, and I know that when I was living in Atlanta, there was a ton of those high-end gyms that, the networking is going to be better there because there's going to be a higher caliber of people there. Because all the celebrities would be there, in Atlanta, it was also all the athletes and strippers, and, they would go to the expensive gyms. But sometimes it could be great networking there as well. So let's see if I can think of anything else that would be good. I think you all get the point on that one. But you just want to, as you're leveling up, change your mindset so you can kind of like make your new being, your new life work for you. Here's another thing. Like, once you start getting yourself together, let's say you're, because this channel is geared towards men, and you're a man and you're leveling yourself up, and you've been putting in the work, you've been in the gym, you got your money right, you done figured out the fashion thing, you've been, dressing better, your grooming's on point, your social skills are tight, you know, you level up in all of these areas, right? You need to really embrace and understand who you've become and act accordingly. Like, you can't Once you leveled up like this, you got to make sure that in your mind, you understand who you are and take pride in the efforts that you put in developing yourself and come up with, standards like the type of people that you used to deal with in your life, friends, women, whatever, like you got to level that up too. You can't stick around with the same types of people that you might have dealt with when you kind of was a bum. Like when you had bum energy, you probably had bum people around you. You're probably dealing with bum women. But once you kind of been leveling yourself up, you need to have that mindset where you're changing and you know that you've been doing better, so you want to be around people that's doing better. You want to be around people that have a different type of mindset, that have a mindset for growth and achievement. Like, I think one of the biggest things for me, when I was on my journey, and obviously I'm still on my journey, it's a day-to-day, a daily thing, but I had to change my mindset and realize that I need to align with how other people are now perceiving me. Like I need to match up with what it is. So if people are seeing me and I'm dressed well and I smell good and I got myself together and I'm confident, like I'm really good at the work that I do, and all of that shows, like in my mind, I need to understand who I am. Like I'm that guy. Like it's okay to understand that you have become him. You know what I'm saying? Is actually imperative that you do that, or you're still going to be selling yourself short. And I know for a fact that you all have seen people that, let's say, it's an easy example, like guys that have got their money right, but they never had any like social skills. Those are the men that have their money right, and they get taken advantage of and fleeced. They get fleeced by women who are out looking for basically a man that doesn't have any game, that doesn't have his mind right, probably has low self-esteem because he hasn't quite gotten there, but he's got his money right. So he's a mark. He's a target. And you don't want to be a target. Like, once you start getting yourself together, man, you gotta like understand you got new standards. Like there's certain type of people you won't deal with. There's certain type of women that you won't deal with. There's certain types of behaviors that you won't accept or tolerate because earned you've earned that right to be more selective. You've earned the right to have a higher quality of people in your life because you've become a higher quality person. Now, the thing about it is when you level up, you kind of open the floodgates for a lot of different people because when you're doing very well for yourself, other people want to be around that energy. And it's going to be low vibrational people and high vibrational people. So you definitely want to be aware of that fact and be a little bit more discerning because you're going to kind of attract a wide spectrum of people and energies into your life. And you got to make sure that the ones that you consciously and intentionally allow in are at a certain level. They're at a certain level. The other thing, mindset shift wise, like imposter syndrome, right? Got to talk about it real quick because a lot of us feel like, or I guess a lot of us like downplay the things that we've achieved as just being like, oh, well, that's normal. Oh, I mean, that's a regular whatever, but it's not. Like, there's so many people that don't get it together. Like, I know when I was a kid and I was growing up, I thought, all adults kind of had life together and they knew what they were doing and they were smart and blah, blah, blah. And then as I started getting older and I realized, I was like, man, most people don't have anything going for them. They don't have anything together. They don't know what's going on out here. Like, they not that smart. They not that intelligent. Their character ain't that great. Like when you've actually put in the work, and I'm not talking about the people that are delusional, that, are entitled and think that they deserve the world and they really haven't put in any work, I'm not talking to y'all. I'm talking for the people that have really, really put in effort into themselves in all categories, all across the board, and they've literally come from nothing to something. Or as Biggie would say, ashy to classy, you know? But those are the people I'm talking about, because at a certain point, you have to change how you think about yourself. And once you start thinking about yourself in a higher light, there's certain things, like I said, you won't tolerate in your life. There's certain friends that might end up falling by the wayside. There's people that really, when you think about it, the only time that you hang out with them or deal with them was when you was doing, things that you probably don't even do anymore. When you was going to the bar and the club and, drinking heavy on the weekends, that's when you would hang out with such and such and have a good time. But now that you don't do those things no more because you be in the gym, at 6 a.m., 5 a.m. or whatever, and you're trying to eat right, and it's probably like y'all might not have actually been friends. Y'all might have just been, low vibrational colleagues. But yeah, you gotta reevaluate who you are and who you're becoming, because it's gonna be very, very important to make that mindset shift. And then your life starts to align, because here's the thing. When you're out and, navigating the world, like, people are gonna look at you and they're gonna be like, oh wow, this guy got his stuff together, da 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 da. So there's gonna be an image that they're gonna have as far as like how you should conduct yourself. They're gonna expect you to be confident. They're gonna expect you to have boundaries. They're gonna expect you to not tolerate BS. You know what I'm saying? But if you're leveled up and you're that guy, but you're not acting like that guy, like, that's incongruent. That's incompatible. And I'll tell you, the first people that are able to sniff that out are women, because they're very intuitive. So you definitely, if you want to have that type of success, you definitely need to have the mindset change to say, hey, I actually am that dude and I deserve high quality women that treat me well, and that's just a big thing that I've noticed, because sometimes, like, the way you think about yourself lags behind the accomplishments and the leveling up that you're doing. And I think that's the biggest message that I want to convey today. But like, as you level up in all these areas, like, shift your mindset. You're that new person. You're that new being. What does that new being look like? Like, how should he be living? Like, what types of things and boundaries should he have? What standards does he have for himself? There's certain things that he doesn't eat. There's certain things he doesn't say. There's certain places he doesn't go. There's certain places that he will go now because that's his space now, I'll give one more example of, like, the first topic, because I thought about one. Another thing you can kind of spend money on once you're leveling up and you got yourself together is like private membership clubs for like interests you have. I mean, there's a ton of them all over the world. I'll give an example of one in Atlanta, because like I said, I used to live in Atlanta. But Cam Newton, him and I think one of his business partners, they own a cigar bar called Fellowship. And Fellowship, it's free entry for most people. You can kind of go in and enjoy yourself or whatever on a regular night. But they also have an upstairs that has like a membership. And I think maybe they're like, I don't know, $3,000 or so membership for the year for like these upper echelon tiers of access. And just think about like the type of people or the caliber of people you're going to meet when you are a part of those places. Think about the caliber of women that you're going to meet when you have access to those types of spaces. It's going to be a different place, because, you have to be in a certain place to say, oh, I'm going to spend $3,000 on this membership for a year to go to this nice cigar bar, put on my fit, go grab me a, whiskey neat or whatever. And, but there's just going to be a different grouping of people up there. So, like I said, if you're transforming your life and you've become this higher level individual, like you definitely want to start acting like it and start believing it and understand that you are that guy now. So don't let anybody like try you, man. Like, just don't let anybody try to put the old you out there. Like, oh, I remember when you was this, and I remember when you were fat. I remember when you didn't know how to dress. I remember when you wasn't confident. You ain't know how to talk to people. I remember when you ain't had no money. That's not you anymore. That's not you anymore. So don't let them try to put that on you. Don't let them try you, man. But yeah, we're gonna wrap this video up. I think you all understand what I'm thinking. I'm getting at now. Like, the mindset has to shift. So, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. And if you're ready to make that mindset shift and you understand what I'm talking about, just drop the word mindset in the comments. Just drop mindset. That's it. Right in the comments. And that's some free game for you. Catch y'all next time. Peace.